All right, so I'm going to discuss how you could get the Argentinian citizenship, right? So the citizenship can be applied in due course, but the residency, that's the most important thing. The beauty of Argentina is that the permanent or temporary, that kind of stuff does not matter. Any residency can get you the citizenship, but the most important thing is to strike or get the residency. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff on the internet, they talk about 10 different ways which don't make any sense. They're not practical. For most of you who are watching, there are two ways where you can quickly get this residency in Argentina. Two of the most important practical ways of getting this. This is one of the strongest passports that you can obtain. And what is the benefit? Why would one do in Argentina? Again, I don't want to get into those micro calculations on ROI and this is the percent or 2% and 3% and 4% yield and all that kind of BS. In short, summary is this is a great place to invest in a property. You can get substantially cheap real estate for under 100K USD and you can have a beautiful life. You can have a good life in this country. Any investment in a property, in my opinion, is worth its weight in gold at this time. Time runs out by the time you realize, by the time you think it's late, and then the property market starts going up and then it's not a good deal anymore. Now, while I'm saying this, this is just my opinion. This is not investment, legal, tax, or finance advice. In this video, I'm also going to discuss how you can obtain or initiate this residency in a single day. You can get this in hand. So I'm going to discuss this option. And at any point in time, while I'm discussing these options, these two ways, if you are interested in getting started with Argentina, we are helping our clients. And if you are interested at any point in time, you can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss which way fits your situation and get you immediately started with this residency. We have a couple of very powerful attorneys in different parts of Argentina. So whichever part makes sense for you to move, we can accordingly set you up with the attorney in that location at that specific immigration office for that specific program. All right. So the first way is through company formation, where straightforward method, you create a company and then you hire yourself as a director of that company. You create the documentation, you submit the documentation. Now this has to be evaluated, right? So there's an evaluation criteria here. All of that good stuff happens. You get the approval, you fly into Argentina, and then it takes 1 day of your physical time. You get the Precaria, and then you can leave. Rest of the documentation can run in the background. The DNI, right? That's the residency card that will be issued in a couple of months and that can be mailed to you or you can collect it physically. Now, this is my least preferred route because here you have to start a company, you have to define what it is, you have to create extensive documentation to make sure this qualifies. So this is a lot more work unless you're looking to establish a business in Argentina anyways. The second method is my personal favorite method, which is through the passive income route. Now, a lot of people don't have passive income, straightforward passive income from before. And this is where Argentina truly shines because you can start working on the passive conversion, right? So you can convert active to passive legally. You only need a couple of months of proof with a projection in future. And this is all done with the help of the attorney. Attorney is going to work with you step by step in the documentation aspect of it. So together, the attorney and you work on this, create the documentation, then we create the paperwork. The whole thing that I'm talking about is all done even before you think about coming to Argentina. Once this is all created, as I said, 1 day of your time in Argentina, that's the time you would go to immigration, complete the process at the immigration office with the attorney, and then you'll be getting the Precaria on that day. Once you have the Precaria, which is the initial permit that is assigned to you, you can then leave, you can go on with your business, and then in a couple of months, you will be issued the final DNI. The final DNI is the residency card in Argentina. You would then convert this into citizenship after a couple of years, which is 2 years from the time you get this card. How does this work, right? So this is legally structured. Now you want to show passive income. So your active income, let's say you're getting salary and it's through your business, then you restructure, reclassify this as dividends, right? You're legally issuing yourself dividends. That's the structure. You're legally setting that up. So what is the threshold? The threshold is $2,000 for a single person. If you're adding a family member, it's 2,500, or let's say 3,000 USD. So let's say you have this much income, it's coming through your business. Instead of getting a salary, you're getting a dividend, right? So that's where the structuring is very important. You got to define what this means. Why are you getting this money? So if it is a dividend issued to you and you're getting a couple of months of dividends, then this is sufficient proof, right, for the Argentina purposes. You submit this along with your application. There should be a future projection. And then once you get the residency card, you're a resident. You hang on to this residency card for a couple of years. And then after 2 years, then you apply for your citizenship, which is the nationality. This is approximately 60 to 70% of the people, right, who would structure it in this manner. But there are other people who don't even have to take this step. They already qualify for Argentina. A lot of people watching my channel don't even realize that they already qualify for Argentina residency through any qualifying passive income. And the example of a passive income could be a rental income. It could be income through existing dividends of financial investments. So there are a lot of things, a broad variety of financial assets that actually, when they earn income for you, you have a secondary source of income. A lot of those sources could be defined as passive sources of income. The main thing to keep in mind is that what's your monthly income? If your monthly income exceeds $2,000, then you have to examine what are the sources, how is that income being generated, and that's where the structuring, the legal structuring, I think plays a very important role, and that's what the attorney is there for, to make sure all of that is completed. The other big thing is wasting your time once you're inside the country. A lot of rookies will try to call you in and then they'll run around and they'll ask you to wait, and then you're waiting and waiting and waiting in uncertainty. They will waste 2 or 3 months inside the country. And then after a lot of difficulty, you might or might not get the residency. In our case, what we do is we ensure every single thing is completed while you're sitting at home, right? Your documentation, your proof creation, all of that whole package is created. Once the package is sufficiently created, carefully reviewed and approved by the head of the legal department, that's when you physically move to Argentina for a single day. You hit immigration, you complete the process, as I said, and then you collect your Precaria. So that way, ahead of time, you're taking care of all of the paperwork. So you're not really worried about doing anything once you enter Argentina. For documentation, the simple, similar, straightforward documents are required, which is your police certificate, your birth certificate, and your company documents or your dividend information, right? So the proof that you're sitting and creating with the attorney, that is the documentation. That's not going to change. You're going to collect that ahead of time. And once you come in, the whole process can be taken off in a single day. Then you can move to your next place to collect your next residency if that's what you're looking for. So that is where you can combine 2 or 3 different residencies. You can plan this as a week trip or a weekend trip where you're going to different jurisdictions and you're collecting your benefits. The Mexican residency card also happens. In Mexico, there's no concept of Precaria. You directly land, and in fact, on the same day of landing or the next day, based on however you want to do it, you can collect your Mexican residency card. So that process can be done. The Paraguay can be done in 2 days. Argentina can be completed in 1 day. Mauritius can be completed as well, equally fast. So you can combine 2 or 3 different residencies, and then because you're creating the document once, you're creating multiple copies which can fit different residencies, and you can attain your objective of getting 2 or 3 different residencies on the same trip any point in time. You want to get started, you want to structure this legally correctly, you want to get started with 1 or multiple residency permits, or in general want to discuss your strategy, you can always click the link, book a call. We can discuss the best strategy, the best time frames, the best set of residencies that you can target all together, and we can help you set up your plan B portfolio. Now, before you go, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to smash the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the important details. And if you want to learn about a new passport that's hot in 2025 that you can acquire in 3 months, right? 90 days, you can speed up this process, get this passport. This is one of the best, quickest passports that you can achieve. If you've missed that video, you can hop on to this one. This talks about the entire program in a lot of detail. All right, catch you in this one.